Hey everybody, welcome back. Marcus Graves back again with another reaction, this time to Kenobi, Episode 1, Part 1. Will there be another name for this episode? Possibly, but right now it's just being called Part 1. So that's what we're going to go with here. If you're just joining me, thank you. I appreciate you watching. If you've been with me for a while, know I've taken a little break, about a month break, since my Naruto reactions ended. Glad to be back. Just a little quick thing. I only saw the first trailer, the teaser trailer, that came out a few months ago. I listened to Rebel Force Radio. I have not listened to their podcast regarding the one that came out, at the time of recording, it is Friday, May 27th. When did that trailer come out? About a month ago or something like that? I haven't listened to their podcast detailing that, so I don't know anything about that. I just know, of course, Hayden Christensen. But yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, the one thing I do know is there is a meme, Obi-Wan saying I want to train him, and Owen saying, oh, like you trained his father, and then there's like a sad Kenobi, crying in his bed or something like that. That's all I know. So I can assume that was something in the trailer. Most likely something we'll see in this first episode or in the second one. If anyone is interested in seeing my other Star Wars reactions, or if you've been with me and just want to revisit them, because, hey, why not? I would appreciate the rewatches. I do have Mandalorian Seasons 1 and 2 on my channel. I have Clone Wars Season 7, only Season 7 because I had seen all the Clone Wars before I even started my channel, and Rebels before I started my channel. And I have gameplay for Jedi Fallen Order, which there was a rumor I heard that Cal Kestis was supposed to be in this. We'll see. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see. But yes, all that to say, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please remember to like, comment, share, or subscribe if you're so inclined. Check out my channel for all my other content that I have on there. Head on over to my Patreon. The link is down below in the pinned comment. Also, down in the pinned comment is the link to my Discord. All types of good things happening on those platforms, and with all that being said, let's get on into it. Naboo Cruiser. Okay, so Revenge of the Sith.
You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force.
You believe it's this boy?
This boy?
Okay, so episode 1.
Anakin Skywalker, meet Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You're a Jedi too? Pleased to meet you.
Promise me you will train the boy.
Yes, Master.
I gave Qui-Gon my word.
Qui-Gon's defiance has sense in you. Need that you do not. Agree with you, the Council does.
Can't promise that I will stop on those quotes. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'll probably stop as soon as the recap stops, but... That little lilt. Everything has been John Williams inspired from like Kevin Kiner and everything with, Clone Wars and Rebels and whatnot. But that felt that didn't feel like an inspiration. That very much felt like, or sounded like, John Williams. A wonder so far. Probably want to run a little quicker there, younglings. 10 years later. So they are just calling it Obi-Wan Kenobi, not... Because correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that teaser trailer just said Kenobi. I'm curious why they showed that. The Order 66 just now. Because if you're recapping it, or maybe if somebody skipped the recap they're showing, but... It's like, with the recap, you see Order 66 occur. Or at least you are reminded of it. Perhaps they'll say that maybe she looks about mid to late 20s. Maybe they'll say that she was one of the younglings that was running away there. And with the Grand Inquisitor, I'm reserving judgment. No, he does not look like he does in Rebels. And, who voiced him? Jason Isaacs? Which his Jason Isaacs voice, like, why not just get Jason Isaacs? But maybe he wasn't available. Maybe he didn't want to do it. Maybe they just wanted to go a different route. We'll see.
Is undoing.
She has Levivan impatience.
Find us all. You
She's
are
aggressive.
reckless.
Mm. I was thinking maybe could that be like a part of a crate dragon, but from what they've shown in The Mandalorian, no, and not anything looking similar to a crate dragon in like KOTOR or anything like that. That looked a lot like Ewan McGregor's profile. Yeah. Whatever the creature is they're harvesting.
Please, I have a family.
One more word, I take it all. Keep moving.
Move along. Yuppie. I told you I make no promises. Going back as the episode started. Sorry, I was listening to the musical cue. Speaking of the music, I mentioned the John Williams. I know he was supposed to do something. Was he supposed to do the first episode? Was he only doing the intro for the first episode? I know he was supposed to do something, though.
Tika, if you're going to steal my parts and then sell them back to me, could you at least clean them first?
There's a couple hints in the music that almost sound like it's about to go into Across the Stars. You know what I mean? Luke. Yeah, definitely more aggressive than Al Peru. He's like, boy, get out here. You're supposed to be helping me with shit. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm off base. With now that because he he got that for Luke and everything like that. I could be misremembering. I'm remembering in The New Hope when before Luke sees the transmission from Leia. Wasn't he playing with a toy similar to that, or like something? I may be misremembering.
You want my help? Take this. Walk into the middle of the desert and bury it in the ground. Stay hidden. Live a normal life.
In his weariness, there is the question, in his weariness and his regret, why does he keep watching over Luke then? His weariness and his disillusionment are founded, but why watch over a boy, perhaps just as an atonement because he couldn't protect the father, not necessarily to a new hope to join the fight, but a new hope to atoning for not training the boy, that whole thing.
If you behave as well as you climb, you'd be a senator already.
Like father, like daughter.
I promise I won't do it again.
You know, I can feel you doing that.
And with
While we are here.
And with this one, I know he looks similar, but he can't be the brother, I can't remember which number, 7th brother, 9th brother, that was with Sarah Michelle Gellar's character in Rebels, right?
The Outer Rim. You have no rights here. We're not under the Empire's... Tell me where the Jedi is, or this man and his family die!
That's an interesting reaction from the brother.
We spent the last 10 years looking for him.
Maybe you've been looking in the wrong places.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Thank you, Owen.
Wasn't doing it for you.
Didn't do it for you.
What is her vendetta against Kenobi? In particular, other than that he's a Jedi that's a major, important Jedi on the that's unaccounted for. Jimmy Smits.
Anything good today?
A trade ship and an Aquilian ranger.
Probably scouring for pirates.
That's what I said.
You don't need manners when you're talking to a lower life form.
Then I guess I don't need manners when I'm talking to you.
You're not even a real Organa.
You're scared of him. Your father. You want him to like you, so you repeat what he says, even though you don't really know what it means. I may not have seen much, cousin, but I can see that.
That one line. I may not have seen much. The way she delivered him, it was very Carrie Fisher.
You owe him an apology.
I'd rather be digested by a Jacko beast.
I'd rather kiss a Wookiee. I can arrange that. You could use a good kiss. I wonder though. Could be just intuitiveness, but I wonder if it's some Force insight that she, because that was just like straight reading him.
One day this planet will look to you, Leia. You just have to find yours. Plus, imagine the look on your cousin's face when you get to boss him around for real.
General Leia. Come on, y'all. Come on. Y'all niggas can't catch a 5. I'm about to say 5 because she looks small enough to be 5. Y'all can't catch a 10-year-old girl that's running at like 0.3 miles per hour. He's are the stupidest motherfuckers. Okay. Bail, which would call him from Tatooine. Because that's one thing I was thinking of. There were books, the same type of books from...
We don't know who it was.
From Scholastic that did Jedi Apprentice and everything, that which was a good series of books, by the way.
They knew where she would be.
Obi-Wan is an apprentice, Qui-Gon's former apprentice, Xanatos, and all that. Anyway,
She needs you, Obi-Wan.
in the same line
We can't trust anyone else.
of where he... Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. That brought him away, and I always wondered, like, what really would take him away from Luke? The other child, Leia.
My duty is to the boy.
What about your duty to his sister? She's as important as he is.
Find someone else. She'll be better off.
I didn't think Leia would be that prominent in this series. Interesting that she is. They caught him. Or maybe they didn't catch him at all. This could have been his own thing. Oh, okay, no, never mind. It's an interesting thing. Do y'all see the, I'm sure y'all do, as he was digging in the sand, there was like almost a fisheye look. It wasn't, I'm trying to pay attention and elaborate at the same time. Buried it in the sand, his lightsaber. See, around the edges here, it's like an iris-looking type of crop of some sort. It's interesting. I get the reasoning for doing that. Not the smartest play. Look at this big old fucking. Only because I'm thinking like you could have just revealed that by like him sitting down visually in the frame. You see that nobody's watching and just kind of adjust his thing and see the lightsaber and swallow music. Either way. So this episode, of course, establishes where Obi-Wan is at 10 years later. The state of the galaxy 10 years later, of course, which we knew of from, the movies, various other mediums, so on and so forth. But in this series in particular, what is happening? So you see that he is disillusioned, he is weary, self-doubting, self-defeating, things of that nature. He's haunted, regretful. He is a helper. You see that with the dude that in the meat factory who got hit. Oh, I have a family. You'll get away back, blah, blah, blah. What are you looking at? Wants to help, blah, 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 blah. wants to help but is begrudgingly restrained. The third sister, aggressive, impatient. A couple of other characteristics that need to be observed a bit more because they bring no immediate adjective to mind to describe it. But you are developing the character of Obi-Wan in terms of the dynamics of that character. You have definitely broadened him in this story. I'm not even talking about overall in the character as a whole in the franchise. But in this particular episode, you have made a broad character. Is it... The performances, however, seem restricted, I'll say. There's a difference between performing something subdued and being expressively restricted. With the Grand Inquisitor, he cannot help it. He must do... Rupert Friend, I believe is his name, right? Rupert Friend, his voice is dynamic. The Jedi Code is like an itch. He cannot help it. His vocal dynamics are there. And you could see it in the jaw a little bit. Maybe I'll put up a couple things here. It's like you can see it in the jaw. It's like, there's nothing here. And you could say like, oh, well, he's trying to be intense. Particularly when he's talking with Third Sister, he had, like that. I was like, I will fuck you up, sure. But there was nothing in the beginning anyway, even when he was talking to the owner of the establishment. This is interesting. It's a very disjointed performance. Literally, in terms of like, vocals are there. Half of his face is literally there in performing, expressing. The other half is not. That's interesting. Ewan McGregor, seen what he can bring in the prequels. We've seen what he's done in other performances. And once again, because he's weary, because he's disillusioned, because he's this, that, and the other, you could argue like, oh well, he's just being subdued. And once again, there's a difference between subdued and nothing, particularly in his facial animation, let's say, seemed lacking. But the performances across the board, it seemed... There were times where the one who plays Reva, the third sister, I believe that's Reva, right? The third sister was going for, seemed to be broadening her animation, broadening her animation, but at other times, not at all. So basically to say, as written in this first episode, they are broadening the character of Obi-Wan in terms of development. Once again, in this episode, in this series, not speaking larger, not speaking in larger sense at the moment. Some observances need to be placed again on the performances. Perhaps there are things that I miss. Even Joel Edgerton, who is, like, once again, Joel and Ewan are expressive performers. Dynamic performers. More observance needs to be had. But it seemed in this episode, the animation and the expressiveness of performances was severely restricted. It seems. I won't mention the chase and kidnapping scene. I think I said everything I needed to say during the reaction. And as I was saying, during the reaction, what would take Obi-Wan away from watching the child? Not Baby Yoda. What would take him away from watching the child if something happened to the other child? And of course, given his regret and how haunted he is by Anakin, any chance to try to redeem himself or atone for it, yeah, he will go for it. Obviously, he didn't go, gung-ho for it at the beginning, but that's because of self-doubt, self-denigration, things of that nature. And once again, I had mentioned, what is Obi-Wan's goal if his weariness is with the Jedi right now? Or we fought, we lost, let it go. And obviously he's probably, he can tell him that because he's like, okay, lay low, blah, 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 blah. But there's not like, lay low, there's going to be a new hope. Like, this is not a hopeful Obi-Wan. This is not the Obi-Wan we've seen in New Hope purposefully because he's, they're building towards that. But like, he had given it up. He had buried the lightsabers in the sand. Once again, which is indicative because in The New Hope, he has that box with him to give your father's lightsaber. He has it with him, not buried in the sand. Once again, visually buried in the sand, getting away from it, distancing yourself from it, blah, 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 blah. Hence, why would he want Luke to be trained as a Jedi then? After Revenge of the Sith, sure, because it's like, oh, okay, no, we'll get this. Yeah, we'll raise the kids, and we'll take out the Emperor, and yeah. Because at this point, he still thinks Anakin is dead. Owen mentions that Anakin is dead, but they know of Inquisitors. Have they not heard of Darth Vader? Because Obi-Wan knows that Anakin was called Darth Vader. Rise, Lord Vader. I can't watch anymore. That whole thing. With the holovid of Anakin killing the Jedi. That's interesting. Has he not heard of Vader? Knows of the Inquisitors, but has not heard of Vader. Well, I suppose we'll find out about that. Oh, well, my battery died on me for my video. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're so inclined, check out my channel for all my other content that I have on there. My short films, reactions, reviews, my video essays, my Graves plays, all that good stuff that's on there, and much, much more to come. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.